I'm the Director of Graduate and Intersession Programs. We have my colleague Danielle Riley from the Office of Summer and Winter Programs. And we also have Brittany Adelot and Ryan Dawson from the Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research. And we're going to get started. As was indicated, please feel free to share your questions with us. That's why we're here this evening. We want to get your questions answered. So we've got lots of information to share, but do feel free to ask your questions. And going to get started, our first presenter is going to be Brittany Adelot.
Great. Hello, everyone. We're excited that so many people have signed on tonight to learn about our pre-college program. So Ryan and I are going to go through today what some of the components of the program are, what it looks like, what you can expect, and then hopefully answer questions for you about it. So I'm Brittany. I work here at the Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research at TCNJ with the Bonner program. You'll learn a lot about Bonner if you choose to join us for the summer. I've been doing and running the pre-college program since it started 6 years ago, so I have a lot of experience and I'm excited to share that with you tonight.
And my name is Ryan Dawson. I also work here at the Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research here at TCNJ, also in the Bonner program. And last year actually was my first experience leading the pre-college program. So a bit of a vet, but I'm also just starting to get my feet wet with it. So during this presentation, we're going to go over each component of the program, and like Susan said, feel free to ask us any questions using the written chat box, and we'll do our best to address them. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the first component we're going to discuss within the Bonner Pre-College program is going to be the college courses. You're going to have two options. The first is going to be the 4-credit option. Now, the 4 credits that the classes will allot to would be 1 unit here at the college. So students that participate in this will actually come in with college credits once they complete the 2-week course, which exists from July 10th to July 22nd. The two options are going to be sociology and history, and both professors for these programs have actually worked with this program since it began 5 years ago. In addition to that, there's a community engaged learning aspect to it, where the students would participate at a K-8 summer program called ASA, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Great, and the non-credit program options for this summer is only a 1-week program instead of the 2 weeks. The courses that will be offered this summer are Garden State, which is around environmental justice. There's a STEM course, and then there's going to be a public health course. The community engaged learning components for those. For Garden State, the students in that class would do service in our TCNJ garden, at the Trenton area soup kitchen, and then at a local farm that we partner with. The STEM program will either work with the K-8 summer program or potentially work again this summer with the Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And then the public health class, this is the first summer we're running that program, so we're still working out the community engaged learning components for that. And there's a chance that they'll work with the summer program for the K-8 students also. So while we're here, we wanted to take a quick poll that you'll see pop up on your screen here to see which type of program that you're looking into. So you'll see we're wondering if you would be interested in credit or non-credit. So if you guys would take a second and answer that for us, that would be great. All right, so it's looking like most people are interested in the credit program. Thank you so much for your feedback on that. Such a great program, and again, feel free to ask us more questions as we go if you have more specific to the credit or non-credit bearing questions. I'm going to close the poll, and we're going to keep going through here with our presentation. Okay. So now we're going to move through and give you some examples of what a daily schedule looks like in the program. So the first day of the program, we do check-in, drop-off. We'll answer parents' questions and answers. We know a lot of parents will have questions leaving their kids for 2 weeks with us, but we want them to have an opportunity to meet us and get to know what the program's about. We'll do a welcome, and then we'll begin with icebreakers. One of our goals is for you guys to really get to know each other while you're here in the program. After that, we'll do a pre-survey, some dinner, more icebreakers, and then we'll really dig into what to expect from the program and what the rest of the 2 weeks or 1 week will look like for you. And then maybe some workshops, and then we do have a curfew and then an open door time with staff. That'll be around 10 or 11 o'clock each night.
And then on your average day during the week while the program is going on, the day starts with breakfast. All breakfasts are going to be provided by our college's cafeteria, Eichhoff Hall. From there, we're going to go to our service sites for several hours. If you notice, that goes from 8:30 to 12:45, and then after that is done, we'll come back, have lunch as a group, and then the students will depart for class, depending on which class they're going to. They'll be at different various points of the campus, but we'll have staff accompanying them to class and also to service site. From there, they're going to break apart, and the students will blog independently throughout the 2-week period or the 1-week period, depending on which program they're in. From there, we'll go to dinner, and then in the evenings, we have set up a few complimentary workshops that kind of coincide with the work that they're doing in their classes and also at their service site. Some of that might look like reflection. It could be watching a documentary or watching a TED Talk or something like that. And then from there, we'll give them some time to do homework along with tutors that would be student staff as well.
And Ryan mentioned something that we haven't talked about yet, which is the staffing for our program. So before we move on, we'll tell you a little bit about that. So Ryan and I will definitely be the staff, the full-time staff for the program this summer. But in addition to just our staff, we'll have staff from our students. So we have Bonner Community Scholar students who are student leaders at TCNJ, and we'll have some of them that will walk through each component of the program and really be like mentors while students are here. We also have staff. We have a great partnership with the Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and we'll have some of their students and some of their staff helping us out over the program also. So you'll see a lot of staff while you're here. So to continue the daily schedule examples, the weekend days might be breakfast, we might do a social trip, then back for dinner, and then some more workshops and a movie. We usually like to pick one weekend day where we're not doing homework. It is an intensive experience for homework, especially for the credit bearing, because we're trying to give you the best college example as we can. So real TCNJ coursework,
and then so that'll take us to our final day, because that does look a little bit different from the rest of the week. So we start with breakfast as usual. Then we're going to our post-survey. We do a pre and post-survey to kind of gauge how much development has occurred among our students throughout the program. From there, the students are going to have some project and presentation practice, where we'll probably meet again with the parents in that time and kind of do some closing remarks, but not all. Then the students will come back in and they will see the presentations that their students, that their children have been working on throughout the 2 weeks. And then we'll have a closing guest speaker as well as checkout, where the students will then move out of the dorms from their 2 weeks. And we'll have to say our goodbyes.
So we have a couple of questions coming in that I want to answer. One of the questions is, would non-credit students also have workshops in the evening? The answer is absolutely. We try to do the same kind of thing that Ryan mentioned with different either speakers or TED Talks or documentaries. Some things we'll offer that combine the credit and non-credit. Once everybody's on campus, it really is a joint program, and some of those workshops could be, how to read at a college level, or college writing, or if everybody's really good with their work, maybe we're doing some college essay stuff. We really try to cater the workshops and the free time to the needs of the students that are here on campus. So hopefully that answered that question. The second question that's here is, what's the general size of a class? So in the past, our faculty here, and we try to, again, give you the best TCNJ experience, what it would be like if you went here. So we really max the classes between 15 to 20, like absolute max would be 20 students. We really try to hold it around 15 students. And then, all right, and then there's a couple more questions coming in, but we're going to get to those, I think, as we go on. So Ryan and I are going to keep moving through here. So here's some pictures of class. So we have the traditional classes, so sociology and history, really look like a traditional class where you're in the classroom for part of the day and then out in service. But sometimes, like the environmental justice class, for example, might host class outside if that's what works best for them here. So the professor in this class decided that he wanted to do part of the class in the TCNJ garden. So that's what that one kind of looks like too.
So through this experience, your kids are going to gain a lot of experience in the field of study that they choose or that you choose for them. And with that, there's going to be a final presentation. They're going to be doing a lot of reading, they're going to do a lot of writing, and they're going to also experience a lot through their course and community engagement. With that, there's going to be a final presentation that they're going to present to both the staff. That it will count as their final project for the classes that they're in, and also it'll be a nice presentation for you as well, so you can see the hard work that they've done throughout the rest of the 2 weeks or 1 week that they were here for the program.
Great, so that's really the course component for the program in the summer. So now we're going to move on to the next couple. There's 3 more components that will go a little bit faster. So the next is community engaged learning. So you've heard Ryan and I talk about service through this. What we do here at the college in the Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research is we help faculty integrate service right into their courses to enhance the learning goals that are in the class. So for example, in the sociology class that we have here, you'll be learning about all different public policy issue areas, and one of them is urban education. So you're going to learn about the education system. In class, you're going to do some reading that has to do with that. So when you're doing service at the site in our summer program that's in Trenton, you're going to get an opportunity to see real life work and what that looks like, and then you're going to be able to take what you see in the summer program in the service and back to class for discussion, and then the same way the other way around. You might learn something in class that you're able to bring to the service sites. So we're going to be integrating community engaged learning into all of the courses. So sociology, history, STEM, environmental justice, and the public health course will all have a community engaged learning component to it.
So for the 2-week program and possibly the public health program, so the sociology, the history, and possibly the public health, students will be attending Academic Sports Academy's summer program. Academic Sports Academy is a long-term partner here with the College of New Jersey. The director and founder of the program, Greg Grant, actually this is his alma mater. He went to Trenton Central High School, then came to TCNJ where he played basketball, and then actually went on to play professional basketball for several years. Once he retired from playing professionally, rather than moving anywhere else, he moved back to his home community, which was Trenton, and he started the after-school program, Academic Sports Academy, which actually then developed into also a summer program. It is one of the larger summer programs in the community of Trenton, and they provide a great service both academically and as far as enrichment programs go. They take students out into the community. They also take them to see things they may not otherwise have an opportunity to do, like water parks. They'll take them to Six Flags Great Adventure. They'll take them on several enrichment trips throughout the summer. However, we will be just accompanying them in the classroom and in their day-to-day activities from Monday through Thursday. And
what you see here on the screen, I just want to give you a little heads up. So all the pictures here are from the previous summer program. So the bottom picture is just them, having fun in the gym with the kids, and then we've also had an opportunity to teach some lessons to the kids as well. The 2 pre-college students that are in the program prepared ahead of time to teach those lessons. So that's Academic Sports Academy. And for our environmental justice class, obviously we're hoping to do some environment work. So this class looks at really the farm-to-table movement. So what happens when you grow the food, and then how to harvest it and pick it, and then where it goes from there. So the students might do some harvesting in our garden here at TCNJ, and then take it over to the Mercer County Food Bank or the Trenton Area Soup Kitchen, and really get a full look at what that looks like.
And then finally, the one that wasn't mentioned was the iSTEM class. Basically, this is a course that's made to create an inclusive environment for TCNJ's campus. We're going to work with an iSTEM professor named Manuel Figueroa, and this last year was actually his first year where we worked within the confines of campus and actually in the dining hall that all students will be eating in for the entire time that they're here with the program. Eichhoff Hall, there are some, they walk through the dining hall with the program, with the students and also with the professor, and then they point out things that could be a little bit more inclusive for people that suffer from visual impairment. Basically, the idea of the class is to develop a prototype for ways to make Eichhoff Hall more adequately fit and also more inclusive for folks with visual impairments, so that it could maybe be an more easily navigated, or also easier to use the dining facilities here on campus.
Yeah, so that class is based off one of our regular year classes called Creative Design. So it's a STEM-related creative design course. So I'm going to pause for some more questions that we had going on here. So do students need to bring a laptop? That's a great question. We do suggest that they bring a laptop, but there will be computers that are available for them here, but it's definitely easier for them if they do have one to bring it with them. Are the credits transferable? The credits are absolutely transferable. For the 2 credit courses with sociology and history, we actually chose those 2 subjects because those are very transferable courses and credits. And then, oh, and that just answered another question that popped back up also. Great, so we're going to keep moving through here. So the next piece that we're going to talk about is our enrichment activities, which is one of my favorite parts of this program because we really do, by the end of the 2 weeks or 1 week, students leave here with new friends and a really good experience and knowledge of what college life is like. So the first thing we're going to talk about is team building. So you can see some of our icebreakers here. We do some icebreakers right on campus. We do them in groups with the classes, but we also mix people up. And it's actually really fun and a great way to get to know each other. So the first day is really heavy with those icebreakers.
In addition, throughout the week, like we said before, there will be complimentary guest speakers and workshops. Some of these will relate to the students as a whole and will act as team building activities or just general knowledge and information workshops. For example, how to do academic research, like Brittany said prior, how to do college writing would be some great ones. And then other than that, for example, the environmental justice course has been known to show a few food stability or Food Inc. style documentaries to give a bit of information that would complement the service that they're doing and the information that they're gaining in the classroom. And in addition to that, we also take several social trips. These are kind of meant to have fun, but also to help out with the program itself. So for example, we do a tour of Trenton as well as possibly a trip to Philadelphia. That's what we did last year. And the precursor to this class, the pre-reading from some of the professors, is actually a sociological study of the city of Philadelphia. So it would be really complementary. So they are meant to be fun, but there is also a tie-in, and they are intentionally developed to complement the coursework that's being done in the classroom.
Right, and then the last component that we try to cover while you're on campus for the 2 or 1 week in the summer is the opportunity to live in college dorms and experience college life and what that's really like. So while we got a lot of things going on, students are going to be taking classes, having to manage their time to do homework, we're going to be doing fun things, we're going to be doing community service. That really is what a normal college student's life could be like here. So sometimes if you balanced all of those things out well, we'll have time to play volleyball. So that's definitely something that's happened in the past. Or just go out and hang out outside. We've had students that really like to go running. So they developed a little club in the morning to go running before we started our day. So it's really about getting to know that. We eat in the dining hall and really get an opportunity to balance all of those things together.
And in addition to that, throughout the entire experience, like we mentioned before, there are those Bonner student leaders who actually are in the middle of this experience themselves, so they will be there to kind of guide any student of the program along that process.
And then here's just some student feedback that we've gotten from the past years. You can see that students have had a really great time at this program. And as I already mentioned, they've made new friends. They got to know what it's like to step out of their comfort zone. They developed a sense of self-reliance. And then they really liked our student counselors too, and had a balance of academics and volunteer work. So we really do try to cater the program as the week goes to meet the needs of the students that are here. But overall, meeting these 4 goals between a course, a college course, whether it's credit or not credit, the service activities, the community learning, the enrichment activities, and then college life. We're really trying to provide a full experience for the students that choose to come to the summer program with us.
And we just would like to open this up now to any questions that you do have. We have the chat box open here, and we'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Let's see. So we got a question about what age range of students can participate in high school. And then I'm going to leave the second half of that question for Danielle because she's going to address that in a couple minutes. But students in high school, so we're typically looking for any student in high school can participate. But usually what ends up coming through is exceptional rising sophomores And then we have a lot of rising juniors and a lot of rising seniors. And then we do have students that are have graduated high school, but only if they will be attending TCNJ in the fall. So that's our work here. And there. Danielle or Susan, if you saw any other questions we missed, definitely let me know.
No, I think we got most of them so far. I think we'll be discussing them when Susan and I both talk about our parts.
Perfect, perfect. All right, well then I'll leave you with the last piece. One question that we often get from students is we just want to reiterate that it is a residential program and that we ask that students that choose to come stay with us the whole time. And we've never had a student complain about that because we do, like I said, you see the balance of fun and real life college experience. So Ryan and I will leave you with that. Thank you so much again for joining us. I'm going to kick it back over to Danielle and Susan, and they're going to talk a little bit more about the application process and some of the other questions like the cost along the way too.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Britt and Ryan. And now Danielle and I do have some information to share with you on the program as well, primarily focusing on the cost of the program and on the application process. We just want to start out just recapping some of the courses that Brittany and Ryan talked about that we're offering for this summer in terms of credit bearing. For 2 weeks, we have the Sociology 101 course and the History 177 course. And then for non-credit course options for 1 week, we have the 3 options you see listed that were discussed, so Garden State, STEM Design, and then Public Health. And we do have another poll question we'd like to ask you just to get an idea of which options you're interested in, and Danielle is going to launch that poll. So which of our 5 course options do you think is most appealing to you? If you could let us know what your thoughts are on that. And it looks like, well, people are still responding, but it looks like the interest is split across the different options. So, so that's great. We've got interest in all areas. Thank you. So, in terms of the program cost, the credit-bearing option for 2 weeks, the cost of that program is $3,640, and that cost is inclusive of the tuition for that course. It is, as we said, credit-bearing. At the College of New Jersey, courses at the undergraduate level are in units. So this would be a 1-unit course. 1 unit is equivalent to 4 credits. So this is a 1-unit course. So that includes the tuition, the room and board, a mentored service experience, as was described, the recreational activities. You got an idea of what was included in that, transportation to and from service and recreational sites, and then a workshop with admission staff to highlight community service and help you in your formulation of how you would highlight these kinds of experiences in the college admissions process. In terms of the non-credit options, those courses, again, they're non-credit, would be $1,664 for that experience, and that includes the tuition for the course. And again, room and board, the mentored service experiences, recreational activities, the transportation for those service and recreational activities, and the same workshop with admissions. So those are the costs for the programs, and then Danielle is going to convey the information on what's required to apply and who would be eligible to apply. And then, again, we'll be happy to take questions. So I'm going to turn this over to Danielle.
All right, thank you, Susan. So we discussed some of this before, but just to reiterate, the program is primarily for rising juniors, rising seniors. We do also look at applications from exceptional rising sophomores. The minimum age to attend one of our programs, and because this program is residential, is 15 years of age. So students do need to be aware of that before applying. We have had some students who have been accepted to TCNJ, as Britt mentioned before, for the fall, which is great because these students are able to really get a chance at experiencing college life, living in the dorms, community service, as well as taking one of the courses with professors. And just to reiterate, these courses are very transferable, especially for the students who are coming to TCNJ in the fall. These credits can be applied towards what's called liberal learning, which is like your general education type requirements. If a student decides not to attend TCNJ after they graduate high school, they are able to access a transcript through our PAUSE student system. They can use this transcript in the case of the credit-bearing courses to apply those credits at another school. It's similar to as if they were taking an AP course or a course at another college beforehand. If they're taking the non-credit program, they would also have a transcript, but it would just show a pass or fail. It wouldn't show any credit obtained, and students can use this to show as proof of attending the program if they need that for anywhere. The application is available on our website. We have a rolling admissions process, meaning that applications will be accepted until the program is full. This typically happens in June. The application is currently open. It opened February 1st, so certainly apply as soon as you're able. And the application is going to require some additional supplemental documents as well. I'm going to launch another poll here so we can see what current grade level are you in right now, just to see who is interested in our programs. Okay, it's looking like mostly current junior, and that is the majority of our students are mostly juniors and seniors. However, again, exceptional rising sophomores are encouraged to apply, as well as students who are attending the college next year. In addition to the online application, which you'll find on our website noted below, students are required to submit a letter of recommendation from a high school counselor, principal, or a teacher who knows the student well. So this letter needs to identify the student's readiness for a rigorous academic service experience, as well as address what they've done in the past, how they know the student, and really should speak to the student's readiness for the program. A personal statement is also required. This is a 250-word statement letting us know why you're interested in this program. What are you going to bring to this program, and what do you want to get out of the program? We're also going to need an official high school transcript. When you submit the application online, and this is for both credit and non-credit, it'll be the same application, you will have a space to indicate which course you're interested in taking on the application. You can upload your personal statement as well as the letter of recommendation. However, if your recommender does not want to give you their letter, they can mail it to us via email or postal mail. The high school transcript needs to be an official copy, so this transcript should be mailed to our office from the school. If you find that you submit your application and you need to change something, or you're unable to upload your documents, that's certainly fine. You can send us the documents either via email or postal mail at a separate time. Applications will be reviewed once they are complete. So they will be sent to our program admissions committee, and they'll be reviewed once we have all supplemental documents. Once your application is reviewed, if you're deemed admissible, we will send you an initial notification, and full acceptance packets will be sent in May. These acceptance packets will include various permissions and information regarding rooming and regarding your instructor for the course, as well as a letter directly from the instructor on the book that you need for the course, and it will also include your bill and payment information. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our office. That's our email and phone number. You can take a screenshot of this like Rob mentioned earlier. Our address is noted below, and that's where supplemental documents should be mailed to. We're going to kick off the formal question and answer session here to address anything that we haven't addressed quite yet, so be sure to start sending in your questions if you haven't already. One of the questions I do want to start with for you, Susan, is how many students generally get into the program or are in each class? We had a couple of people ask about that.
Sure, thank you, Danielle. So we do like to replicate the type of class size that you'd experience at TCNJ. So the classes are going to be on the smaller size. Generally, about 15 students per class would be what we would be looking to have. That would go for the credit bearing as well as the non-credit bearing. And of course, in terms of how many students are admitted, that varies each year. It depends upon the pool of applicants.
All right, great, thank you. Britt and Ryan, I have a couple of questions for you guys. I know you touched on this a little bit. Will I have free time during the day or evening, and can I leave campus?
Yeah, great. So there will be a little bit of free time during the day and evening. That really depends on the type of workload and how well students manage their time. So sometimes there's free time. Like I said, we really do try for at least one weekend night or one weekend day to relax and have some free time too. And then we do ask that students do not leave campus once they're here. That's for safety reasons, and that's also because we spent a lot of time putting together a full program, and we want people to participate in everything that we've scheduled.
Great, thank you. Another question for you guys, and specifically in touching on the various non-credit and credit, we had some questions about what types of evening and social activities are there for credit students, what types for non-credit students, or are the students mixed together during the evening activities?
That is all dependent on the night. So some of the nights, like we said prior, we will be doing a full group meeting or full group workshop that will focus on college readiness. It'll also maybe enrichment, team building, or just even ice breaking, depending on how deep into the program we are at that point. Other nights, there are ones that are more complementary towards the course that you're enrolled in, and we'll split them up accordingly. And those will be led, again, by those Bonner student leaders.
Thank you, Ryan. Kind of along the same lines there at night, what is the supervision in the dorms like?
So the supervision in the dorms, both Ryan and I will live in the dorms for the entire program with you all. And we have our student staff in the dorm. So there's a little bit of flexibility, but we will do have a curfew, and we will do some room checks at the end of each night to make sure students are in their rooms. But people are welcome to hang out in the lounges and other things as you would in college.
And in addition, those Bonner student leaders will pretty much be right there by your side, guiding your experience throughout the entire program. They'll kind of grow to be your best friends here at the program.
Awesome, thank you. Susan, question for you here. Is there any form of financial aid or scholarships available?
Thank you, Danielle. This is a good question, and we have explored sources for this kind of aid in the past. Unfortunately, we've not yet identified these, so the answer would be no, there is not currently scholarships or aid available for this program.
All right, thank you. All right, do students need to bring a laptop with them? What is the policy on laptops, Britt and Ryan?
So we do have computers here on campus, and there are several computer labs that we have at our disposal. But if you do have a laptop and you prefer working on that on your personal workspace or want to get some work done in the dorms, feel free to bring your laptop. It is definitely encouraged. But the thing is that if you are to use a personal computer, it's a lot more advantageous because we do have a curfew. So if you are working later into the evening or after some of our free time is finished, then it would be easiest for you to work on your own personal laptop. So it is encouraged, yes.
Great, thank you. Just looking here, have a couple more questions coming in. Susan, do you have anything that you would want to add?
I think we've had lots of good questions. I don't actually at this point. I think we've covered quite a bit.
Okay. Feel free to submit any more questions. Again, you have our contact information up here, so feel free to email us or call us if you have anything else that you think of afterwards. Like Rob mentioned earlier, we have recorded this webinar, so hopefully we will have that up in a few days if you need to go back to anything. Like I mentioned earlier, our application is still open, so feel free to reach out to us if you run into any technical difficulties or anything like that when submitting the application. And we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
Hey, and thank you. Again, as Danielle said, we appreciate your joining us this evening. On behalf of Brittany and Ryan and Danielle, Rob, and me, we wish you a good evening, and as was indicated, we're always here to answer questions that you have.
Right. Thank you very much.